Last year, Liberty put on a show led by starting quarterback Malik Willis, who could be a first-round draft pick in the 2022 NFL Draft. This year, Liberty returns most of their team from their breakout year and could put up even bigger numbers this year. But how much of a reality is that? Let's find out. As we enter the month of July, we are now in prime preview magazine season as the college football season quickly approaches. Over the next 2 months, I will be previewing every college football team. Yes, all 130, and in this episode, I will be looking into the Liberty Flames. Last year, Liberty put together a 10-1 season with their only loss coming in heartbreak fashion to NC State. To many, they came out of nowhere and went on to beat Coastal Carolina in their bowl game, ending the Chanticleer's undefeated season. This year, they will look to repeat their success they had last year and put up even bigger numbers. They returned 87% of their production from last season, which ranks 6th nationally, and still are led by head coach Hugh Freeze. In a handful of seasons at Liberty, Freeze has a record of 18-6 and an overall record of 87-38 in his coaching career. On offense, Liberty returns a whopping 95% of their production from last year, which ranks 2nd nationally, just behind Miami. They returned 10 starters from last year, including star quarterback Malik Willis. Willis had transferred from Auburn to Liberty a few years back and put on a show last season, throwing for 2,250 yards, 20 touchdowns and 6 interceptions, while also rushing for 944 yards and 14 touchdowns. Going into the 2021 season, he could be a dark horse for the Heisman Trophy with plus 8,000 odds, and according to Mel Kiper Jr., is the 3rd best quarterback in the 2022 NFL Draft class, and could even go in the top 10. Joshua Mack will be this year's starting running back and has the potential to rush for 1,000 yards this year. Last year, he led the running back room in yards with 797 rushing yards. They also had Utah transfer TJ Green this year as well. Although he dealt with injuries last season, Noah Frith could become a dangerous weapon for the Flames this season at wide receiver, according to Athlon. Liberty also added JUCO transfer Stenson Moore, who could play wide receiver or tight end. Freeze compared Moore's skills to those of Evan Ingram. Liberty also returns their number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5 wide receivers this year in production. When it comes to the offensive line, Liberty returns all 5 of their starters. What they lack in athletic ability, the unit makes up in toughness and mindset. Overall, the Flames offense should be a scary unit for opposing defenses and a fun one to watch for fans. You won't just be able to focus on Willis, as there's talent across the board. On the defensive side, Liberty returns 10 starters and 79% of their production from 2020, which ranks 33rd nationally. They returned 7 of their top 8 defensive linemen from last year. They also had Christian Zachary, who was the highest rated signee in school history. Deshaun Clark, who was the most consistent defensive lineman last year, also returns. Liberty will have a new starting linebacker this year in Rashad Harding, a Louisiana Monroe transfer. They also return Aaron Pierre as well. According to Phil Steele, the linebacker unit is more experienced than last year. When it comes to the defensive backs, Liberty only loses Emmanuel Dabney, but in return adds 3 solid transfers. They added Washington State's Skylar Thompson, UTEP's Deron Lowe, and Georgia State's Cedric Stone. They also returned Javon Scruggs and Chris Magnuson. Magnuson should be a fun player to watch as he can play all over the field. This defensive back unit could be the best Liberty secondary unit ever. They will also be returning kicker Alex Sparber, who hit some important kicks last season. Liberty will play the 125th ranked schedule in the nation, according to Phil Steele. Both Athlon and ESPN project the Flames to go 9-3, with Athlon believing they will be the 39th best team in the nation. I think Liberty will be better than what both those publications project. I believe they will go 10-2, with their only losses coming against Ole Miss and Louisiana. I think they have the ability to beat both those teams as well, but I also think they have the potential to lose their season finale against Army as well. Liberty should be a fun team to watch this year, and don't be surprised if Malik Willis is in the Heisman conversation mid-season. But what do you think? How will Liberty perform this year? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, check out my other videos in the preview series. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and as always, remember to embrace the grind.